I have no plans for this. There's a little bug. Hang on. Hi friends, welcome back. This is episode 77 of the podcast, and this is where I come to chat with you every other week-ish about what I have been knitting and crocheting and spinning and weaving and sewing and any other crafts that I decide to get myself involved in. And without further ado, you can find me everywhere on the internet as Blame the Knots. And let's just jump right into what I have finished in the past couple of weeks. The first thing that I finished is something that I'm very excited about and a little bit proud of. And this is some hand spun yarn. This has not been finished yet, so it might not be looking its best. There's some crinkly spots. So I do need to soak this and snap it and get it all finished up to set the twist and everything. But this is some hand spun yarn that I just decided to make a few weeks ago, and I slowly worked on it. And here we are. This is fiber from the Little Wolf Knits. This was a mystery color and mystery fiber to me, but we think it might be Make a Grown Man Cry, and I think it might be Untargy, but I'm not positive. So it was all a mystery, and I had a great time. I decided to do a cable plied yarn, which is just something that I find really, really fun to do. Let's see if I can find a good example. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but basically you're ending up with 4 plies of yarn. You make a 2-ply yarn and then you ply the 2-ply yarn. You take two plies and ply them together. I did it all with the same thing, so I put all of my fiber onto one bobbin, I wound it off into a ball, and then I pulled from both ends to ply it together, and then I did that again, wound it off and pulled from both ends to ply the 2-ply back on itself. I love a cable plied yarn. It's just a fun process for me, and I think it makes something really fun and interesting. I have no plans for this. There's a little bug. Hang on. Sorry, there's this little gnat that didn't show itself until I started filming, and now he's driving me bonkers. But anyway, I have no plans for this yarn. I don't know if I will keep it. I don't know if I will sell it. I suppose I'll see what happens after I actually finish it and how I like it. I got 156 yards. It was just fun. It was just fun, and I enjoyed doing it. I had no purpose. I was just having a good time. And I succeeded. I really enjoyed it. Next, I made one of the worst things I've ever made. And I decided, I was looking through my fabric stash and I was really feeling like sewing something, and I was thinking about events that we have coming up, like a wedding we have coming up, and I wanted to maybe make a dress, but I thought I haven't sewn in a while. Let me just make something simple first. And I had this silly fabric and I decided to make a pair of pajama pants. This has the Friends characters on it, and I used the pattern, it was a new look pattern. It is N6758, and I made some pajama pants. Now, here's the thing that happened. I don't know how this happened, but if you look at my pockets, 3/4 of them are facing the wrong way. So I have this pocket is entirely inside out, and then this pocket has one side incorrect, but one side right. I got 1 out of the 4 correct. I also I made a mistake when I was cutting I needed to trim off some length for the waistband to get it to sit where I wanted to. I made a mistake, it was silly, and I was thinking how it felt wrong while I was doing it, and I still did it anyway. And so then I ended up like sewing the fabric back on to the waistband to recut it. So there's a seam in the middle of my waistband. And then I am 98% certain that I put the back in the front of the pants. Now, I could just wear them flipped around, but the pockets are sewn down to go in a certain direction. So if I change the direction of the pants, then the pockets will be backwards. I can't remember making anything as poorly as I made these pants. I don't know what I was doing. My first project that I made when I started sewing at 9 years old is better quality than the sewing that I did in these pants. And I felt bad. I felt horrible. I hated them. I absolutely hated them. Also, these things are huge. Honestly, I don't think I would recommend this pattern. There are a million indie pajama pants patterns out there that are more comprehensive, that fit better, that are even free. There are plenty that are paid, but there are also plenty that are free. You don't need one of the big brands for a sewing pattern for pajama pants. I just happen to have this and I figured, let me just cut out the pieces. But look at this. These legs, I can almost fit my body inside of the legs. They're gigantic. So I had a moment after I finished these. I was like, I hate them. I am honestly just okay with throwing them in the garbage. And then I slept on it and tried them on again after spending some time away. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Do I still hate them? Yes, as a project that I've made. But I don't hate them enough to not wear them as pajama pants. They will be fine as pajama pants. They're comfortable. It's all good. I will not be making these again from this pattern. There are a million better patterns out there. But after that, I felt so discouraged with my sewing that I didn't know what to do. And I really wanted to sew something, but I was afraid. I was so afraid of everything. I was just like, nothing is working. I'm gonna screw up anything. I don't want to cut into any good fabric that I have. I'm so afraid I'm gonna screw it all up. I don't know what's going on with me. So I ended up making what I'm currently wearing, which is why I didn't mention it before, but this is the Orchard top. It comes with a top and dress pattern from Helen's Closet. It is a free pattern, and I'm pretty sure it comes with like cropped top, which is what I made, full length top, mini dress and maxi dress, I think, or maybe it's like a midi length dress. But this I made with just a remnant of some fabric. I had 5/8 of a yard, and I had to do a little bit of finagling of things, but I managed to get the pattern out of 5/8 of a yard, which is wild. But the problem with this is that I had my bias tape that I made to go around the arms and the neckband, I had to cut in so many small little pieces and then seam together to get a length that was long enough because I didn't have enough fabric. So I was cutting like teeny tiny little pieces on the bias and then sewing them all together. And when I did that, this strap is a tiny bit longer. My strap that's on my right side is a tiny bit longer than the one on my left. I think when I was sewing them all together, pressing everything, somewhere along the way, it got a little bit stretched out. So I think I'm going to this fabric does not do well with ripping it out. It is, I don't know. It wasn't marked what fabric it was. I can tell it is a woven, probably a cotton, maybe cotton linen blend. But I learned early on in this that it doesn't handle ripping out stitches very well. So I think what I'm gonna do is just on the back of this, just like fold over a little bit of the strap and tack it down by hand. And I think I'm not gonna care that much about it. I don't have the wherewithal to do like a proper fix, and I definitely don't have enough fabric to make a new strap. So it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. But I do like this pattern. I made the size 8. I sized down because I was kind of in between two sizes, so I sized down. And I think next time I might try making the next size up. So I think what I would love to do, this is a little bit more roomy than I normally like, so I would love to take in a little bit of this so that it hangs a little bit less billowy. But I think if I were to do that in this size, I would have trouble getting it over my head. So I think if I make the next size up, but then also take out a little bit of this, it will be perfect. I still like what I made, but anyway, confidence is a little bit back in the sewing realm, and we had a rough go during the 2 weeks in between podcasts. I was feeling really bad about myself, but we made it. We got through, and I have some plans for other things that I want to sew very soon. Okay, that is all that I finished in the past couple of weeks. I finished nothing knit or crochet wise. I only finished yarn and sewing projects, which I have not done in quite a while, but I was working away at some knitting and crocheting. I just didn't get anything completely finished. And the first thing that I have to show you is something I said I was only going to show you if I did a decent amount of work on, and I think this counts. So I have this scarf that I started a few weeks ago, and look, this is where we were last time. I did this much. I almost, actually, did I? Yeah, okay. I have more than doubled where I was. Where I was last time, I knit more than that. During the past 2 weeks, I have just been chugging along on this scarf. So this is a new scarf design. Sorry for the needles clanking. This is a new scarf design. It does not have a name yet. It is made with Drops Sky yarn that I got in Norway a few years ago. I started with this brown, and now I am doing a color block into this gray blue. And I still have quite a bit of the blue left to make it even with this brown, although I'm almost halfway there, I would say. So this has been going great. I might end up taking a tiny bit of a break from this, but this is a squig progress keeper from Wendy at Warm Stripes, and I think I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from this. I think I'm definitely going to still keep like slowly chugging along at it, but we have a little bit of travel coming up. We have, I have a couple of new projects with deadlines that I need to get working on. And because this is fisherman's rib, I do have to look at it while I'm working on it. And I think I'm going to want to have something that I can grab and not look at, that I can just do like in the car or out and about. I'm going to need that for a little bit. Plus I'm going to have to shift to focusing on some other projects. So this is going to keep getting some work done on it, but I don't know if we will have an update the next time that I see you, although it would be so cool to be done with that blue section, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. The next thing that I've been working on is a new cast on, and I am so excited about it because this is something that I have wanted to do since the summer of 2023, and I have put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, and I feel a little bit ridiculous, but we are finally working on it. And unfortunately, I was hoping to have this be a release for the fall, but as you will see from my progress, that's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to come in the spring, but that's okay. At least it is underway, and that is a blue rectangle. No, this is going to be the berries on top blouse. Now, my cherries on top crop is one of my most popular patterns. It is a fan favorite, and it is a pattern that I absolutely adore. And this is going to be the berries on top blouse. It is going to be a made to measure pattern, just like my cherries on top crop is. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's going to be a little button down with a collar. It's going to be amazing. I love it so much. This, what I'm using is I Wish I Were Big. This is a little bit blown out. Can we focus? There we go. Oh, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. This is I Wish I Were Big from my big collection, which was my Thanksgiving of last year, 2025. And this, I am using my For Sure fingering base, but since this is going to be made to measure, you could do fingering, DK, worsted if you wanted, whatever you like. So I am just cruising along on the back panel currently. It does not look like much, but we are gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep chugging along. I might also have to put this on pause for just a little bit because I do have another crochet project coming up that has a tighter deadline. So it might have to be put on pause, but ooh, you know what? Let's get a stitch marker so that we can take a look at where we are next time, because I still really want to keep working on it. Okay, what goes well with berries? I don't have a blueberry stitch marker yet, but Wendy, Worm Stripes, has a collection, and it will one day be mine. Oh, you know what? I haven't used this one in a little while. I think I'm gonna do that. I love this little cutie pie. This is a little bird, and I love this glaze, and so I'm gonna pop it on my blouse. Where do I put these? Where do I put these? I need a flat surface. I'm gonna pop this on my blouse so that we can see where I am next time, because I don't want to let this fall by the wayside. I've been putting it off for long enough, and it's time. It's time to keep going. But I do have another very exciting crochet project coming soon. I was kind of hoping that I would have it cast on by the time I sat down to film today, but I do not, because I couldn't make a decision, and maybe you can help me with that. The reason I haven't started that crochet project yet is because I have a whole bunch of yarn to choose from, and I couldn't decide what yarn I wanted to use, and that is because I have a new collection to announce. Finally, I meant to get this done so long ago, and I will be honest, one of the colorways for this collection is cooking right now, and it is not ready for you to see, but I couldn't wait any longer. I figured if I didn't tell you today, I would have to wait 2 more weeks to show you all the colorways in a podcast episode, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to show you 6 out of 7 new colorways for my newest collection, which is inspired by Captain Planet. That is right, Captain Planet. He is an amazing hero. He's gonna take pollution down to 0. We love him very much. He is such a nostalgic, memorable part of many of our childhoods. So let's go through our colorways. And obviously, as you know, or hopefully know, cameras can not always be the most accurate, lighting can change, etc., etc. I will have accurate pictures of these on my website. And you can go check them all out. I will be also posting better pictures of them on Instagram leading up to the release of the collection. These are not available yet, but they will be very soon. First up, we have Go Planet. And I love this so much. It has Captain Planet's blue skin and green hair and a little bit of red and yellow from his outfit that he wears. This is showing up a little bit darker than it is in real life. I think if I hold it back here a bit more, yeah, that's a little bit better. But I love this so much. This, as I said, is Go Planet. Then we have The Power Is Yours, and this is inspired by Gaia, who is basically like the Mother Nature, Mother Earth character in the show, and it is this lovely purple and blue. Ooh, the lighting is changing. The sun just went behind a cloud. That is way darker than it is in real life. She wears this light purple gown, and she has this amazing like blue hair. And I love it. This is The Power Is Yours. And I definitely see myself making something out of this very, very, very soon. Next, we have all of the Planeteers. And these are simple. They don't have catchy names because their catchphrase is their element, right? So first up, we have Earth. And this is a beautiful mossy green with some dirt brown in there and some red because of the ring color for the Planeteer. I tried to include all of their ring colors somewhere in their yarns as a little Easter egg. So this, like I said, is Earth. Such a great neutral. I love it so much. I don't normally go for neutrals, but honestly, I feel like it would be really fun to make something out of this. I'm really loving greens lately, so this might be fun. The next Planeteer that we have is Fire. I love this one so much. It is so vibrant. It like basically glows. It's amazing. I love it so much. We just have some fiery tones in there, a little bit of speckles. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm so sorry that my lighting keeps changing every time I show you the yarn. It's just, it's a beautiful sunny day here, but the clouds are everywhere and my lighting keeps changing. Next, we have Wind. Now, Wind has a little bit of, Lenka is the character. It has her ring color in it and also her golden blonde hair and some very, very delicate light speckles. And I am surprisingly in love with this one. I don't normally go for yellows, but I kind of love this. I think it's so fun, the vibrant yellows next to the blue. I love it so much. And the last one that I have to show you today is Water. And this is what we're working with for Water. It was interesting to figure out because both Wind and Water have blue rings and wear blue clothing and kind of exude blue, but you know, we had to make them different. So this is Water, and the one that is missing today is Heart. Our poor little Heart. I've done so many different iterations of some of these, and I was like determined to make myself really, really happy with every single one. I was not letting it slide if there was one little thing that I didn't like about the yarn. So Heart is currently cooking and I'm really happy now with what we've got, but I don't have it here to show you because it is hot and wet and I cannot do that. So this is most of our collection right here. I love it so much. And I will say, just to give you a little bit of like a sneaky peek, right now, Earth is our only one that really leans neutral. Everything else has a bit more vibrancy to it. Heart will also pull in some neutrals as well. So there will be a couple colors with neutrals in there. So there will be something for everyone, I hope, across this collection. So I love it so much. And once again, I will let you know we have Go Planet, The Power Is Yours, and then Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water. So stay tuned. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. I am not 100% positive when this collection is going live. I would love to say the first week of September, maybe Labor Day weekend, but I don't know if it's going to be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So I will announce the date once I like actually have Earth out of the pans, everything, not Earth, Heart out of the pans, everything's dry, and I have photos taken, then I will have an actual official release date. But make sure you're on my newsletter so that you don't miss it. And then also you get the discount code for 10% off if you are a newsletter subscriber. So I'm so excited. It has been a long time since I put out a collection, and that is very silly of me. But I am so excited about this one. It has been on my mind for a long time, and I'm so, so happy with these colors. Anyway, which one should I make something out of first? Oh my gosh, holding this up, I love it so much. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so, so happy. I'm so sorry, Heart. I miss you. We'll get you up here with the rest of the gang soon. I also want to make a very quick announcement relating to the shop, and that is that the Harlequilt update went live. So if you have purchased my Harlequilt pattern through Ravelry, make sure you go into your pattern library and there will be a little refresh button next to your Harlequilt pattern. Hit it, get all of the information for the update, and get going on a blanket. I'm so excited. I was so floored to see how many people that update went out to. Thank you all so much for purchasing the pattern from me back when it was a little baby pattern. If you have missed it, I'm very sorry. But the price has increased with the new information that is in the pattern. But again, like I said, if you're on the newsletter, you can get 10% off. Always just keep an eye out for me having sales or deals or coupon codes or whatever. And yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for all of your excitement about the Harlequilts. I just can't wait for Advent and countdown season, because I have a feeling there's going to be at least a couple of Harlequilts out there in the world, and I can't wait to see them all come together. I'm so excited. So thank you so much. I honestly have no idea what to talk about in the life section. The past 2 weeks have flown by so fast that I don't even remember what happened. I feel like I just sat down and filmed one of these. I don't know. I mean, I think, like I mentioned in the last podcast, that Joe recently had surgery. We are still just chugging along with me taking on a couple extra things around the house, which is totally fine. And he's just working on his physical therapy. He's doing great. And we're making do with what we've got, you know? We're just getting through it. So, yeah, it has flown by. It has flown by. I have caught the sewing bug again, so I've been wanting to work on that a little bit. I've been a little distracted looking at all my fabric and deciding what I want to do with all my fabric. We've done a lot of cleaning around the house. I'm that's it. It's really not that exciting, unfortunately. The most exciting thing that happened is that I just got a new ironing board, and it is gigantic. It is like, I think it's like 18 inches wide and 54 or 56 inches long. It's humongous, and I love it more than anything. So that's my exciting news from the past 2 weeks. And yeah, also recently I did a video for my Patreon going through some things that I had been hiding and not telling anyone that I owned, and we sorted through that together, yarn, fibery, yarn related. And then I also recently did a video last week going through all of my yarn leftovers from various projects and making decisions on what to do with those. So it has been, that has also carried over into the rest of my life with kind of getting rid of things and going through things and making a lot of decisions, and it has been wonderful. So thank you to my Patreon in particular, and also to everyone else who has helped me to make decisions on what the heck I want to do with all this stuff, because I have too much and I need some of it gone. Anyway, that's been a lot of rambling, but the past 2 weeks has been good, just so fast. And I am looking forward to soaking up the last little bit of summer that comes in the next 2 weeks. So anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the new Captain Planet collection. Don't forget to keep an eye out for this release coming very soon. And until next time, take care of you, and I will see you later. Bye.